Good morning to each and everyone. Our topic for this research presentation is all about automobile recycling system. I choose this presentation because it is exactly related to my present job. By the way, I will introduce myself first. I am Marlon Valdez, a BSBE student from University of Baguio. I was born and raised in Alaminos City, Pangasinan, and I'm presently working at Lateri Corporation in Japan for almost 7 years. For this video presentation, I am discussing the importance of automobile recycling system and why this research is related to my present job. And now let's proceed to the introductions of our topic. Automobile recycling system has been changing more rapidly than initially thought. It is governed by the Automobile Recycling Act, which was enacted in 2002 and enforced in 2005. Since then, recycling responsibilities have been manufacturers and importers. Illegal dumping on remote island in Japan before the Japanese automotive recycling law was enacted in 2002. A unique and complex deposit system also does not help easy recycling. When a person buys a vehicle, whether it's new or second-hand, they need to pay a recycling fee as a potential final owner. When the car eventually reaches an ATF, the ATF gets the money back according to what they process. The chlorofluorocarbon gas, airbags, and or ASR are recorded on the electric manifest. However, if a person exports the vehicle, they receive money back because they are not the final owner anymore. In addition, the deposit they receive back as the interest added from the government bonds. The GARC, the Japan Automobile Recycling Promotion Center, is a foundation created in year 2000 jointly by various automotive industry organizations led by the Association of Vehicle Manufacturers with a mission to advance the recycling of end-life vehicles or ELVs. The automobile recycling law was implemented in 2005 to revive Japan as automotive recycling system, mainly the obligating vehicle owners to pay a recycling fee in advance and by demanding the autos makers, dealers, dismantlers, and other stakeholders to play their respective roles in the nationwide recycling system. Under the law, GARC is major responsibility is to manage the recycling fees deposited by the vehicle owners and to monitor the flow of ALBS in the automotive recycling system in order to make sure that all the players are doing their work. During the last 2 decades, the number of used cars exported from Japan increased from 370,000 to 1.3 million. The government began to plan to export recycling technologies and systems to Southeast Asian countries to minimize environmental impact. Yet, the collection of cars in a local market is quite difficult without cooperation from the local authorities. Even in Japan, public awareness is still lacking. Only the experts knows this recycling system well. Continued review is unavoidable to make this rapidly changing recycle environmental better. They start investigated on how to minimizing the number of cars to dismantle yearly to prevent air pollution in all over the Japan. The Automobile Recycling Act has been revised every 5 years. It does not consider emergency situations like big earthquakes and pandemics. Disaster waste management has many challenges and the academic sectors tries to build a practical system as yet not succeeded. No one can justify whether submerged vehicle from catastrophic heavy rain or floods should be dismantled into each part in such an extraordinary situation where people struggle to survive. However, many recyclers avoid this complex electric manifest and simply forward it into the auctioneers. As a result, many dismantlers cannot get sufficient work and need to go to the auction market to buy enough ELBS. So here the example of our work in recycling of automobiles. These are the ways to dispose of old cars that need to be scrapped. So step 1 is remove engine fluids. Before the recycling process officially begins, fluids are removed from recyclable vehicles to ensure that they are properly disposed of. And step number 2, remove usable parts. Step number 3 is shred the vehicle frame. The car parts are disassembled and sold as surplus in different parts of Japan or in Asian countries. I experienced all these jobs because I have to learn all the tricks in the company to help other colleagues. And here are the step number 4, segregation of metals like bronze, aluminum, stainless, and other parts of the vehicles. This section presents the analysis and interpretation of the study on the research problem. Following the quantitative methodology, the content of this chapter are the responses of the respondents gathered through survey methods, through interview with my Japanese co-workers. They are the respondents of my unconsciously covered set of questions. So here's the first questions is, what are the challenges encountered by the Japanese government in automobile population? Other car companies are not aware for the increasing on cars that produce every year. So the solution that the Japanese government is to find countries that can export exist cars or end-life vehicles like Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Pakistan, Cambodia are some countries that takes ALVS cars from Japan. To reduce the increase in their country, automobile recycling companies such as Lateri Corporation, my company, gives permission to foreigners to dismantling vehicles to speed up the recycle of vehicles. But in return, the foreign investors can get the price lower if they do the dismantling process on their own. So here in our country, in the Philippines, the importation of cars from Japan is banned because local cars company will be affected because Japanese cars are sold cheaper than the second-hand cars in the market here in our country. Because of the steps and process Japan has taken with their old cars, Japan has been able to keep their environment clean and beautiful. And the people of this country can even help by using recycled products. And proper recycling of cars also safely disposes of hazardous materials from the vehicles, such as oils, coolants, brake fluid, and air conditioning gases that are harmful to the environment and humans. After careful study and analysis of all the aspects of the automobile recycling system research, It was proved that the study aimed to identify the current status and challenges of ALBS recycling in Asian countries and to propose policy recommendation to address these problems. Research targets countries under this study include ASEAN countries such as Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos PDR, Malaysia, Myanmar, and also included the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam, and major Asian countries such as India and Japan. The study included a literature review, interviews with stakeholders, and field surveys. This research recommends the proper automobile recycling system not only in Japan or in Asia but in the whole country to prevent a mass volume of cars distributed yearly and to maintain air pollution, water pollution, and abusing of mining of metals by using and creating new vehicles. This research recommends all car dealers to use recyclable materials for their innovation of new products. Other car company electric vehicles now include cars, transit, buses, trucks of all sizes, and even big rig tractor trailers that are at least partially powered by electricity. Electric vehicles fall into three main categories. Battery electric vehicles are powered by electricity stored in a battery pack. Plug-in hybrids combine a gasoline or diesel engine with an electric motor and large rechargeable battery. Fuel cell vehicles split electrons, hydrogen molecules to produce electricity to run the motor such as Tesla, Ford Mustang, Chevrolet, Nissan, Audi, and Porsche Taycan.